I'm on catch up YouTube. There we go.
All right, Little Llama Laura's first, followed by Bill at the Atlantic Adventures. So Laura, oh, I gotta hang on. Let me get the link up.
What's up, Laura Bill? Lisa, what's going on?
There you go. Yep, the link is up, Laura. Mark White, how you doing? Justin's here, he's just not on camera.
Yeah, I'm here. My mic working? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Hey, Paul.
Mark.
Hey, how you doing, Paul?
Yeah, just what's supper?
Got supper, okay.
Hamburger helper. Except there's venison helper. Oh, God, but you got a bite to eat.
What's up, Mark?
Let me see, where do I want to go? Google Chrome. Yeah, that's me. Okay, so. Okay, bring up the chat. Oh, lots of people there already, eh?
Bill says hello to Hodges. You know who was first today? Laura. Laura.
I don't know. I'm showing Bill was first. Oh, no, they're okay. It's higher up.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Yeah. I'm just eating my supper. Oh, hot, but.
What are you having?
Hamburger helper, but it's got venison on it.
Oh, okay.
What?
I don't know. They call this macaroni cheeseburger or something. I forget now.
Mac and cheeseburger, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What are you having tonight, Justin?
I don't know.
I fixed myself some fish sticks and French fries earlier today.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't ate since breakfast this morning. So
Oh, Laura said she had food for dinner.
There's a headline here. I can't go to the page, but Jaws of Justice. Killer in hospital gown after gruesome injury puts an end to 2-week manhunt. In other words, the dog bit him in the head.
Well, they made quite a deal out of that capture in Pennsylvania all day today.
That was the one I was talking about. He got bit in the head, by a canine.
Yeah.
Oh, they were going to catch him eventually. They always do.
Hey, Rod, how's it going?
It's Wednesday. And Daytona may have had 2 people die in the ocean. They had one die already, and they pulled another one who was face down out and got him to the hospital, according to the news article I read this morning. The one that died was a surfer that he was 72 years old, and apparently the board, his strap and his board came detached from him, and he didn't make it back to his board.
Wow.
And about an hour later, just north of the pier, they saw some guy face down in the water. He's at the hospital.
That surfing is dangerous.
Hello, there's a big hurricane offshore. Lots of bad riptides anywhere along the East Coast right now. The waves, I'm sure, are great, but comes with its own dangers. How's that for an answer?
It's clouding up here.
Holy crap. Oh. See if they fix the cam at the Flagler Beach Pier yet.
The sad thing is that guy probably knew how to swim really well too.
Probably all of his life. 72 years old and still surfing. So I'm sure he did. Flag.
Imagine if somebody didn't know how to swim, it'd have been 10 times worse.
Beach flag.
Probably would have drowned a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Morning, all.
Flagler. Surf. Yeah, here we go.
Like all those
Just-
people that sit and float. I can't do that. I've tried that so many times.
Okay. I'm looking at one. Well, the webcam on the pier ain't working. But there's a surf store just to the south of the pier in Flagler that has a webcam that I can look at too.
What's up, Dominic?
The waves look meh, okay. They don't look anything special.
So I see they put a kibosh on the remote ID for 6 months, eh?
Yep.
Oh, it
Yeah,
came out. They came out. and
that
made
news
announcements.
that news finally came out. Yeah,
March the 14th or March the 16th. I can't remember the exact day.
16.
So what? They
6
extended
months
the
exactly.
deadline?
Yeah, from September 16th to March 16th.
And they'll do it again in March 16th.
Probably.
Yeah, to
means
September
you-
16th. I reckon I can see that coming.
So I'm assuming that's because then you don't have to be compliant by September then?
Correct.
Hello, Laura.
Hello.
Part of it is
Yeah.
nobody can get
Laura.
nobody can get modules.
What's up, Laura?
And the cost of the modules are really high, so they
Mm.
expect really
It
low
is,
compliance.
Dim.
So
And some
why
of the
try to
modules
enforce
have-
why to try to enforce something that the community can't even buy the device because they're not available?
I know, Steve Carpenter got his hands on one not too long
Hmm.
ago. I just don't, the look of them are freaking ugly to be strapping on. your
I
damn
got one
drone.
drone. I got one drone that will need it. That's it. The rest of them will all be remote ID compliant.
Just wait until it's compliant.
And that's my,
can enforce
it never will be because it's my Evo 2 V1.
No, what I'm saying is the FAA should wait till it's compliant and then enforce it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's government.
Like
Yeah.
just
You know, that
grandfather
probably
all the
would have
old
been
ones
that probably would have been the smartest thing to do, right? Not worry about the existing and old drones and just figure, in 2 to 3 years, they're all going to fall out of the air. Just require that all the
Yep.
new drones have it and just sort
Yeah.
of let it whittle its way out of the system.
Yeah. But no, that's government department
Tim?
for you.
And Tim kissed my ass.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I thought they should have done from the beginning. Screw the modules and just,
and environment become lit.
But that's a
'Cause I
government
don't-
for you.
I'd almost bet
they're
you the new
incompetent.
FP. And I almost bet you the new FPV boards are gonna come with the shit built onto it already. Anyway, so. the
There's already a
FPV
module.
drones-
There's already a module. It's a really lightweight module that you can solder on.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna come pre-installed on the newer boards. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, a lot of those FPV guys, though, half of them aren't gonna comply, and if that does come on the boards, they'll just take them off anyway.
Hmm. Yep.
They'll figure a way around it. They always do. So it's all it's gonna take is one person to show you how to take it off.
Yep.
And it'd be done and done. That's it. That video
Yeah.
will spread like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
I have a
what's new,
feeling.
Laura?
Not much.
You got a little birdie in your hand? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were trying to eat it. Kept bringing it up to her mouth. I thought you were eating it.
Oh no, he loves kisses.
Which one is that?
That's little
That's the
Rio.
new-
Oh,
That's
that's
the new one.
Rio.
Does he, so he's liking you better than David?
No, he likes us both the same.
I take it Rio likes the attention.
No, we're still getting him used to hands. This is it
Oh,
holding time.
He doesn't seem to be having issues with it. Seems pretty comfortable.
Yeah, until we try and get him out the cage.
Oh, he tries to bite you and you get him out?
Yeah,
But when he's out of the cage and you're holding him, nothing.
nothing.
That's,
he becomes submissive.
well, either you break him or he's gonna be a permanent issue with him.
You have to open the front door.
Cause I've seen animals do that, like they'll be completely fine 99% of the time, but they'll have that one thing that triggers them
Yep.
and you can almost never break them of it.
Yep.
Oh, freaking Tim, I swear.
Mm.
Oh, is Tim in the chat, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking to you again.
Yeah, I'm ignoring him.
You at work today, Tim, or what? Or they screw you again today?
What do you want? What? Oh, you want some of that for supper? Oh, you gonna get? I forgot to buy dog food.
We're gonna talk about some of this tonight on Bill's drone therapy, coast to coast. But here's an article I just sent over to him. But this kind of explains why DJI keeps using the same damn sensor on all their drones right now. The pricing on new silicon has gotten to the point that even and Qualcomm basically kind of owns the processor of the smartphone market.
Mm.
So, but basically the gist of this article is that a lot of the 2024 phones are going to stick with the Gen 2 because of the price of the Gen 3s. And the Gen 3s went up because TSMC raised their prices by 30% for any newly designed chips that they didn't already have
Mm.
the crap for.
The newer, the flagship phones don't really need a better processor anyway.
Mm.
I mean, they'll still
But
work fine.
basically, you'll only see the Gen 3s probably in the high end phones. Everybody else is going to stick with the Gen 2s because of the price. And the price that it went up. So my point to this is, if foam guys are kind of sticking to the old stuff simply because pricing went up on the new stuff because of TSMC raising the prices up. Yeah, this is why DJI is using that 1/1/3 sensor like freaking everywhere. Because to buy a new one with a new design is going to be so much more expensive for them. And
Dominic,
Hello?
Yeah, because
Mm.
the S23 has the Gen 2 in it already.
Yep. Yep. Let me see here. I thought I posted
You ain't got to give him an explanation, Laura. You just screw it with it.
okay. So
I laughed when
David's seizures have continued, huh, Laura?
Yeah, he's had a few seizures today.
Wow. That's got to be not only frustrating for you, but for him.
Mm-hmm.
Does he know it's coming on when it comes on, or
Nope.
just boom, huh?
Don't you nibble my finger?
I had to laugh at that iPhone 15 release. That was funny.
Don't have a backyard,
and
Tim.
let me see here. Let me hit the share button again. I'll hit the two
I know you want to
check
go.
boxes. So here's the article that I've been talking to some of the folks about this whole TSMC jack their prices up with the shortage. So literally the cost of everything new went up in pricing. So yeah, things are going to get more expensive, and this explains why we're going to be talking a little bit about why some of the drone guys have gotten out of the consumer side, and this explains a lot of why they got out of the consumer side at the moment. There's only so many chips that they can order. They only have so many dollars to spend, and would you rather, if you can only buy 100,000 chips, because, well, that's just all the capacity there is that you could afford to buy. Would you want to put them in things that you make $10 on, or things that you make $10,000 on? It's pretty easy what the CEO of those companies are going to do. That's why Skydio did what they did. That's why Autel appears to be doing identical thing. They've been releasing enterprise drones. They haven't released another consumer drone. There's been zero talk of a consumer drone coming out of Autel.
Well,
I'm
they
telling
said they
you,
were making the minis somewhere.
the whole reason that they're making those choices right now is because of the capacity issues with chips.
What'd you
Altel
say,
already said,
Justin?
I said Altel already said they're not making any more nano drones, which I think is stupid. I think they need to stay in that market. But
The profit margin is too small.
well, I think their
And with-
company's not being ran very well, because look how many CEOs they've gone through in the past 4 years. There's that. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, I get it, but you can say that all you want. They're talking. This is my point. And people talk about DJI being such a big company and all that crap. DJI is a little fucking fish, if you really want my honest opinion. $14 billion, so what? I talk to companies that size and larger here in the US that have nothing to do with electronics and make that kind of sales. It's
Well, I
about
mean-
their ability to order in large enough quantities to make it profitable. And unless you could buy 100,000 chips, the manufacturing guys are just going to laugh at you right now. Go to the back of the
Yeah.
line. When we finally have some capacity in 2025, we'll come back to you.
Yeah, YouTube is, or DJI, $14 billion by today's standards is actually not that big of a company. Because look
No,
at Walmart and Amazon, they pull in, you know, hundreds
don't
and
even look at
hundreds
that.
and
Don't even
hundreds
look
of
at it. Don't
billions.
even look at them. There's a lot of other companies that are in that size.
Well, I'm just saying as example, they pull in hundreds of billions a year. They could easily
Go
buy
look at
DJI
go
if
look
they
at
wanted.
McDonald's. Go look at McDonald's. Go look at Wendy's. Go look at a Kroger. Go
Burger
look at a
King.
Publix. Yeah, Burger King's owned by the conglomerate. I forget what that company name is that owns Burger King. But you go look at any of those. They're all freaking bigger by a long shot. Every freaking car company out there probably orders more chips than DJI does. The problem for the car companies is the problem isn't that they're
Not
the
that
problem
easy.
is
Tim.
that they're not using the leading edge technology. They're using like 28 nanometer, and two of the plants in Japan that produce chips of that size burned down.
Well,
That's
the biggest
auto
problem with the
industry
car
problem.
companies, Rod, is they're gonna go on strike tomorrow.
Well, that too. They always have the labor challenges too. But you know, the reason
Correct,
it's not
David?
it's not that Autel and Skydio don't want to be in the consumer business. It's just that right now, with the capacities and the size of the orders that you have to order and the volumes that you have to order to even get an allocation of chips, makes it pretty damned pricey.
Well, it's a resource challenge, right?
It's a resource challenge. This is why you see DJI right now using that 1/1/3 cent. They're freaking using it everywhere. You want to know why they didn't change it for the Mini 4? Because it would have cost them an arm and a leg to change it to something else. They had to do a buy probably of 100,000 or 200,000 of those sensors in order to make it economical enough because of the pricing going up. Plus, TSMC and those companies they're not looking at the little guys. They're not going to take any small orders because there's already a capacity problem filling all the stuff that there is. So if you want to know why these guys are making the decisions they are, this is why they're making the decisions they are. This is what's going on in the silicon manufacturing market of the world. And I don't care how big how big people think DJI is their speed bump, relatively speaking.
No, they're just big in their market. That's it.
Right, they're big in their market, but as far as
But there's plenty of American technology companies that could easily outperform them if they wanted to. They just
100%.
choose- they
You know who
choose
has
not
the
to.
ability? You know who has the ability to step into this market and stomp
I
all
don't.
over them? There's one company actually probably two companies, but one in particular, and they're already kind of in the market, kind of, that could step in and put a hurting on the entire DJI world. Anybody want to know who that is?
Sony?
By the way, yeah, exactly. Who does DJI buy their sensors from?
Yeah.
Imagine
Why,
that.
why doesn't Apple buy DJI or Samsung?
They could, and it's a drop in the bucket for them to buy DJI. They could spend $20 billion and not even think about it.
Well,
They're
what do
making
you
that much
think,
money. They're making that much money in a quarter. Here,
But
here's
you
some
know what,
profit
you-
for a quarter.
You know what's so funny is Apple, they're actually Samsung's biggest competitor, but yet they buy a lot of parts.
Oh,
Samsung.
Samsung makes a ton of the Apple stuff. Yep.
Yeah, their screens, they were their main supplier for screens for a long time. I think another
Mhm.
company, I think
Mhm.
recently though, they signed a contract with another company
They did.
for screens, but yeah, they were making their screens for their iPhones.
So I'm not putting
Oh.
DJI down. They obviously
No,
make
no, I'm
good.
just saying.
They
it would
make
be-
good. They make good stuff, but they're just not. They're not the king. Don't bow down to them. Yeah, exactly. AkiSync, everybody goes, "Oh, AkiSync." Hello, they license. Part of their problem with getting on the blacklist is
What's up,
that
Donald?
some of that telecom stuff that's in that freaking AkiSync is Texas Instruments IP. They
Yeah,
actually get some of the chips from the US for
Yeah.
for part of that. That's the interesting part about AkiSync. And it's nothing more but channel hopping that every
Yep.
freaking wireless router and NIC card, Wi-Fi NIC card in every laptop
yeah,
has been doing for a really damn long time. It's not like
Yeah.
it's the rocket science here. It's really not. This
Yeah.
is what boggles my mind when people start like, "Oh, it's so really." No,
yeah. How about Chuck?
What's
it's
up,
like
Chuck?
everything else in China. We're gonna borrow somebody else's stuff, rename it,
What did I
Yeah.
walk into?
kind of claim it, and
Are we talking about OcuSync?
Oh, AkiSync. The new one's
Yeah.
unnecessary. The new one's unnecessary. Is that what
Yeah.
we're talking about?
no,
irrelevant.
just the fact that AkiSync is
just
not
the general-
some.
Just the
Later,
general
Chuck.
gist of OcuSync.
It's Wi-Fi
everybody
hopping. We've
thinks
had
that it's,
we've had.
Whiz bang sort of thing when it's just channel hopping Wi-Fi.
That's all it is.
Yeah, but it does a spectacular job though.
I get that, but it's
I'm
not like they
denying that.
invented the channel hopping code and technology. In fact, they're using Texas Instruments
Yeah.
IP inside of their chips for AkiSync. That was one
Yeah.
of the problems with getting on the blacklist, was trying to figure out how to get around and get enough of the chips that didn't have the Texas Instruments IP.
Oh, comfortable.
So it literally has US IP.
Good point, Don.
It wasn't invented, but literally wasn't
Uh,
invented by DJI. They just branded it to
Oh, I
their
thought
own
you-
brand.
I really thought you guys were talking about how AkiSync, like
Wouldn't your
for
Donald, wouldn't your chili taste like crap without the seasonings though?
I'm
Exactly.
really worried about something with AkiSync 4.
Mm.
So MadTex says that DJI is producing a new chip for the AkiSync. It's a new version of the chip.
Yeah.
And what I wonder is if they left backward compatibility or enough that the software inside that chip allows
Yeah.
for backwards compatibility, or are they just being pains in the butt right now to try to force people to upgrade and aren't going to put
Yeah,
the
I
backwards
think it
compatibility
has
in?
to. I do think there has to be
Is
some.
it a technological?
component.
Is it technological or is it marketing?
DJI is unpredictable now. They have done things where
Yeah.
they have allowed us to use batteries from like Mini 3 or what was Mini 1 and Mini 2 use the same, like you could put the batteries
You
one
could
way or
put the Mini 1 in the Mini 2, but not
Not
the other way around.
around.
Yeah, and I mean, they've done some stuff where there's like backward compatibility from time to time, but they're not consistent.
But-
So you just never know what they're going to do.
Oh,
You're-
04 seems to be one of these places that right now
I don't know.
is being goofy. And here's where this gets really weird. So you have the Mavic 3 and the Mini 3 Pro that are compatible with the Integra goggles and the goggles
Hmm.
2, right? Which are O3 plus. The
And the
Air 3 isn't compatible with those goggles. So you can't fly with the Air 3 with the goggles like you can the older stuff. And the Mini
It's irrelevant.
4 Pro, which is 04, is probably not going to be compatible either. So I kind of I'm kind of really questioning where's the backwards compatibility, because if you look at
Yeah.
some of the other stuff, like when they released the Mini 3, right? They made it backwards compatible. When they released the
They're
Mavic
redundant.
3, they made some backwards compatibility stuff, right? Even the new even that RC Pro when it came out, right, was backwards compatible with the Air 2S as an example.
Obviously, it's because the signal, like you were talking about, is so standard. It's just the strength of the signal has improved, or whatever they've done to make it better. More antenna. I think they have more antenna sets to tons of stuff.
It's not strength. This is the point. They are wattage limited per the law. Routers can only use 4 watts on Wi-Fi. That's per regulation. That's all you can do. All they have done with 04.
Mhm.
MadTech did a really good video on 04 and what they did with 04. One, they added 2 more antennas and added another receiver. Great. You wind up getting a little bit more out of it just because there's kind of physically more hardware, right? The other piece of it is they added 2 new bandwidths, but they're actually lower bandwidths. It's 3 megahertz and 5 megahertz. That way, when you get, what's going to happen when you get the long range, you can't push as much data. So they implemented some lower bandwidth frequencies in 04. That's how they're getting the extra range, because they're going with trying to push less data, and they have more antennas. That's all they did.
Dude, it doesn't even really matter though, right? I mean, like, if you have
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the least. What matters is, are they going to make it backwards compatible? That's what matters.
Hmm.
And if they were dumb enough to create a new version of the chip and it doesn't, and it's not backwards compatible with that older protocol, they should be shot. Autel did it because it was, in the case of Autel, this is what went wrong with all their chips on V1, V2, V3 crap.
Donald's redundant, Mark.
Yeah,
Is it wasn't like it was,
I agree with the idea.
it wasn't like it was a revision of an existing chip. They literally swapped manufacturers twice because of the supply chain problems and trying to get chips to put into those things. I think they're on Samsung now. That's what the V3 is actually Samsung. There was somebody that they had in the middle that they went off of that was the Evo 2 V2s. But that's why it was literally no compatibility. In the case of 04, DJI went through the engineering process to build this new chip. It should be backwards compatible with their old chip. You know, if USB 4 wasn't backwards compatible with USB 3 devices, what do you think people would be? They'd be screaming at the top of their lungs, right?
Hmm.
Actually, if you just fly what you own, doesn't matter.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like, if you need to get a new drone for whatever reason, like something spectacular has changed in the DJI lineup, and you need a drone, then it becomes a problem for you. But really, I mean, like, the lineup, and Justin's brought this up before, right? The stuff is so good now. Everything we have available is so good now.
Yeah.
We've plateaued. There's no reason to upgrade.
Right. I mean, like, my Mavic 3 is solid, man. And like,
Well, that's why.
There's no,
This is why
Like,
I was laughing about the iPhone 15 release.
yeah.
we're
So,
at the
yeah.
point where people literally, just like you do with phones and computers, they've done it longer for computers because computers have been at that point much longer than phones. Phones have been at that point for 6-7 years probably.
Moore's law or whatever, where things like the speed
Yeah.
double.
Anyways,
Oh,
we're at that point with drones where I don't care what they release. You should probably skip one. You should at least skip one generation, if not probably 2 generations, before you think about getting a new drone.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, because personally, me, like, I mean, I used to do it like, oh, I get the new drone, got to get the new drone, got to get the new drone. And I never asked myself, why am I getting this new drone? It was some stupid, lame reason. But really now it's like,
there's only one use case for me. There's only one use case to get a new camera drone. Before mine just kind of wear out. So I probably won't go until like a Mavic 5 before I look at DJI again. And that is if they
the Phantom 6. That's what you'll be buying.
or that. But
Phantom
I
6,
have a very specific use case of I like to do
Mm-hmm.
the rocket launches. So if they
Mm.
come out with something with a really damn long optical on the camera, then I
Mm.
would be interested because that matches my use case, right? There's a reason to get it. The quality of video, I don't think there's anything much more that they can do that's going to make it so much more different.
or whatever. The thing that's going to get me, the way they're going to get the money out of my wallet will be if they have something like a 4/3 inch sensor that has optical zoom on it.
Yeah, they
All right.
screwed us. They
Relevant.
screwed us with the 3 cameras. They should have just did
Oh, it's-
one sensor with a mechanical telephoto.
Because they're going to do it, just not yet. They're going to do it.
Probably.
There's no, I can't say probably, but I mean, I can't say definitely, but I like you, I say probably is what I'm trying to say. I said it wrong, but like really.
They're
mean,
going to
'cause
come
they-
out and they're going to come out and go, "Oh, we did it wrong. We're going to do it right this time." That's what they're going to say.
Want to keep doing the money grab. I mean, anybody who's dumb
Of
enough
course.
to keep,
Yeah.
keep doing,
Of course.
Yeah,
Oh.
just keep doing the money grab, and with the parts bin.
Well, all
until
the
people
guys-
get sick of it.
all the dudes flying Mavic 3 Pros, do they really put anything out that's better than anybody that's flying a Mavic 3 Classic like Matt or somebody like that? No.
You know what's ironic is, and Billy Kyle said this. What's the camera on that drone that he uses the most? The 3X, which is the 1/1/3 sensor. It's not
Seems like
even it's not even the 4/3 sensor because
So-
it produces good enough quality that he can use that.
He's full of shit. That's like the best camera to use is that 4/3 inch every day, all day. That is the shit to use.
That 1/1/3 is a pretty damn good camera with the 3X on the Mavic 3 Pro.
4/3 is exceptionally good, and I don't care. You got to get closer to something to get it. You and I have had this argument before.
Yeah,
So
but I
really-
can't get that close to rocket, so I need as much range as I can get. Again, it's my use case, right?
Yeah,
It's about
well,
use
yeah.
case.
I know. Yeah, I get it. But really, I mean, so seriously,
And that's
I mean,
true for other people too,
How about
because there are
you?
places in cities you can't fly that you may have to fly in a park 5 blocks over.
Yeah, and that's true too. But the other variable here in play is the fact that YouTube smushes everything down anyway. So like that 4/3 sensor, as wonderful as it is, doesn't look any different than the other sensor when you
No,
put it up.
the people have been saying that for a long time. Anyways, I think the Mini
Like,
4 Pro is
Yeah.
finally going to prove that okay, you don't really need to upgrade because the spec differences is so minimal. It's like why?
Yeah, we're
So-
really at a really great place. I mean, you don't have to upgrade unless you really need to because you destroyed something or because you just
Right.
There's
Eventually,
all-
it's going to be like everything else because it's old. So I need something new because it's 4 or
You
5
know,
years old and it's going to break.
It's important anymore. Now you can't get batteries for it or something, and you have to kind
Right.
of upgrade.
You know, my Evo 2 Pro V1 still flies great. That thing's 3 years old. It's
Hmm.
literally over 3,
It does the
3 years,
job.
3
Why
years
change
old
it?
in July. And that 1-inch sensor on that thing gives that micro 4/3 on the Mavic 3 a run for its fucking money. I don't care what you say.
I like the Hasselblad color profile better than what the Evo has, but the Evo is a great drone, and you don't have to deal with you can fly it places you can't fly.
Yeah, exactly. And
I mean, you
everybody
should-
goes, it's a flying brick, but the nice part about being a flying brick is it's stable as hell in a windy environment.
Yeah, it's big. I remember that Evo 2 had massively huge batteries, and that thing's a big,
It
heavy
does.
drone. What's it
It
weigh?
does.
It's
But
actually
the Light Plus flies longer with a smaller battery. So
Yeah. What's it weigh?
the
Evo-
like 2 kilograms. It's fucking heavy.
So it's like double because Mavic 3
Yeah,
and Mavic
it's like it's almost double.
3 it's like 2 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like 4 and 2 pounds.
Anyways, yeah, the Mini 4 is gonna is definitively proving that you don't need to upgrade. You don't need to upgrade to the latest drone anymore.
I'm staring at my Mini 3 Pro right now. It's on the sofa.
They're running out of things. They're running out of things that they can do to them. And even in the, I love the fact that they put that stack sensor in the Air 3. But you know where the advantage of the stack sensor is. And this is something that Marcus Crawford has talked about with him flying and camera quality and all that kind of stuff. He's like, I go out to the canyon, but I'm out there at noon flying in the bright sunlight. So the camera quality differences make no difference when you're flying out in pretty ideal light conditions. That stack sensor is great for low light. That's where it really comes into play.
Well, and it keeps your footage between the two cameras is nice and similar too. So it makes post work easier.
Well, a
To
lot
me-
of these people are buying these drones because they just want to look cool on their live streams. To be
Mm.
honest with you.
I wonder, I
Just put it in bed.
really
Put
wonder.
it on the green screen.
Yeah, I really wonder all these people that do all of this. Oh, look at the new. How much of a pitch man are you going to have to be now on YouTube for the next drone to convince people? Oh, you need to buy this thing.
This
Well, that's
You,
what I'm
you
saying.
kind of wonder what's going to happen to those channels that really are that when it becomes a ho hum.
the Aldrins, the Billy Kyles of the world that do the reviews and
Mm.
stuff.
Yeah. What impact will it be when the next drone is just whatever, ho hum for the
They'll
community?
go back to roots. They'll go back to roots on how to get the best out of what you have drone wise. Like do videos.
Oh
on
yeah, tutorials would be great. 100%.
settings. Flying
How to
tech-
fly it.
Hmm.
How to do
Yeah.
this shot.
These are,
Blah
these
blah
are the
blah. Those things.
elemental things that people don't seem to really worry about much. Like, I was going through my footage from Vermont and I flew this one monument and oh my God, I was like, how did I get that shot? That is effing amazing. But I mean, that's not to call myself out as being great, but because I'm not usually, but I got lucky on the shot. It's really good. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we all need to work on is like how we fly
Sure.
what we have, do
Yeah.
better with what, and worry so much about getting the next new, whatever great thing. Fly what you have and get really good at flying what you have.
The
Get
next
those
new
shots.
great thing isn't all that great, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, it all boils down to it's the weakest link, whatever the weakest link is of the system. So if the pilot is the weakest link, and then you're the weakest link. I mean, you gotta
Mhm.
up your skill
And here
But-
comes Donald
stuff.
to chime in.
There's Paul.
Their whole argument was redundant.
It's all redundant. It's all redundant.
We're not gonna say.
No, Donald,
The redundancy of the redundancy department.
What's up, Donald?
Something's redundantly redundant. Does it make it relevant?
The question is Donald taught the sock how to fly yet?
All I can say is that I'm flying
You.
Mini One, and
You knew I was
one.
left town.
What?
You knew I came to town and you left.
I left what town?
I'm in St. Louis, man.
I live on the other side of the state, man.
Drive over here. I'll meet you halfway.
Drive back over there. I live here.
I'm visiting here.
Yeah, it's a little short notice.
It's okay. I'm just
No, I fly a Mini One, and I can't wait to upgrade to whatever the next drone that I upgrade to, because I'm gonna make a video saying how that is the best drone, hands down, ever.
Well, that's a big upgrade for you, though. That makes sense.
who's changing my name on here? Cut it out.
Hey,
Actually,
before I got made redundant, I was flying at work. I was flying the Phantom 4 Pro, and that was still a perfectly good workhorse of a drone.
100%. It's a 1-inch sensor.
Mhm.
Once we got to the 1-inch sensors from there up, there's been very little difference in quality.
I remember-
I still say the stack sensor is going to be the future.
Oh, 100%. I've been
it's
griping
cool.
that we don't
Yeah.
have stacked.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be it'll be more like the 4/3 or something to be stacked something. No, the Mavic 2 Pro is a great drone. The only reason I got rid of mine was a stupid reason because my Mini 2 didn't have D-Cinelike, so I wanted to I wanted to move on. I did it myself. I needed it. And I did.
And to your point, Chuck, Sean Oz, he does all of his stuff. Believe it or not, it's 1080p. One, because of storage,
Mm.
because he does so much stuff.
You do slower speed too. You can run like 1080. You can run like
Oh yeah, you can
120.
go higher FPS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1080 60.
I get that epic.
No,
Hi,
no,
slowdown.
Daryl.
240. The Air 2 in 1080 would do 240 frames a second.
The Mini 4 doesn't Mini 4 Pro have like 4K 120 FPS or something?
100,
100.
just like the Air 3, because it's the same sensor as the Air 3. It's 4K 100.
No, it's not the sensor though.
Quad stack sensor on my phone.
It's 120. It's 120 on that Micro Four Thirds on the Mavic 3 Pro.
See that? Look at that quad stack sensor on my phone. Look at that. Thing's
Yeah.
huge.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that always bums me out is like there are certain modes like on Mini 3 Pro, you can't use Spotlight if you're running like 4K 48 frames. You have to run 4K 24 to run like
Oh
Spotlight.
yeah.
I tried more.
Spotlight is like my favorite. That's my favorite cheat feature on any one of the features.
What's up, Daryl?
No, it's nice.
SPW added his name to his channel, man.
It helps make you look good as a pilot.
I'll freeze
What
up
you- what do
hand. Yeah, dude.
What are you doing on your buggy there, Donald?
When I had taken the cylinders off and resealed back towards the case, I put everything in. I've run it for a while. It's time for a retorque because I've run it in enough. So I need to retorque the heads to the cylinders.
You
Easy.
start in the
Boring
middle and work
stuff.
your way out.
Won't stop changing my name. I'm dropping off. I got other shit to do anyway. I'm like,
The same man.
Why
You
does
gotta
your
go
lamp
make
look-
money for his Mini 4 upgrade.
Well, what
Oh, that-
the question I had, Chuck, was how are you coming on that project? You give up on it, or
what?
the sand in the drone?
Oh, that was the joke. Yeah. No, the Mavic 3's got to go back to a service shop. I'm
You
not.
got to send it in for service. Okay.
That lamp
got
looks like anal beads. Just saying.
What'd you do? Fly it in the sand at the beach?
that. You're right.
No, I thought the Mr. Sandman reference meant you were going to bed.
I'm in the Hilton. I'm in a Hilton. In fact, just for fun.
Did you bring any luminol?
Oh, how was that, Daryl?
This is my view. So you can see that
Oh,
pesky tower over there on the left. It's like,
Yeah.
say that's less than 5 miles away.
A hell of a billboard.
Don't you like that, Chickaphil?
I love when you get a view in a hotel room and you can see the roof below.
Are you going to hand launch from there, Chuck?
I don't think I
Do
can.
it.
Close to the tower.
Yeah,
could check,
he's probably at
Lance.
0
Same day.
altitude there.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a hard no, but Mini 3 Pro's here, but I should turn it on and see what it says.
Yeah. See what it says.
Bitch says when I turn it on. All right, we'll do it.
You got a balcony there, right?
You know how to unlock it if it won't unlock on the drone, right, Chuck?
What?
DJI.com/flysafe.
Yeah, I know how to do it.
Yeah. I had to
Yeah.
do that for the freaking lighthouse at Ponce Inlet. It was the only way I could get it to unlock. I had to go online to unlock it.
Gee.
And I had to have my Lank approval and the picture of the Lank approval to send to DJI so that they would unlock it for me.
Well, it's doing its little butt flashing.
Let's go in close to the screen because I can't share the screen. Let's see what it says. Yeah, I'm using this is the super lightweight RC. This is great for travel in the US because it weighs nothing.
Why does it look like it's cracked?
It's not. Does it look like it? Because it's definitely not.
On the right hand side, it looks like it's cracked. Or is that a scratch?
The
You
hair.
guys see it?
Oh, it was a hair.
Oh,
It's
okay. Looked like a
Shedding.
crack on the screen.
It really did. You're right. I didn't even
All
see
right.
it. Like,
Chuck,
Anyway.
who's in your hotel room with you?
Yeah. There's someone behind you.
Yeah, what's her name, Chuck? What's her name?
Got
Good
hair
Danny.
all over his controller.
Lori's hair is all over everything I own. Her shit's in everything. That's how she keeps me under control, I guess. I don't see where
Take
gimbal.
your gimbal cover off, silly.
Oh, it's not on. Look, it's not on. It's like it was sitting on the freaking.
So it's not linking, it's
Oh,
not
got it.
linking up, right?
No, the
Right
camera
there.
was sitting on the.
Yes, burned up the
couch.
gimbal for good reason. Yeah, you know, it's not normal, not normal situation here. So take off with caution, no GPS. So I got to get closer to the window. We need
You got a
GPS.
picture?
So it doesn't know where you're at, so it's not gonna throw the no, can't fly thing.
Yeah, it's got to know where it is before it
I
can
mean,
do that.
just
Yeah.
stay 20, 30 feet from the tower. You should be all right.
Set her down. She gets some signal.
Yeah,
You know,
take
just
it,
don't,
look in the
Yeah.
window of the tower.
Oh, look at, it's working.
Beautiful view.
I was gonna say, what's before your fly app say?
I hated the before you fly. It was so basic.
Mhm.
Because it would
Oh.
tell me I was good to fly, but then the other apps would say I wasn't.
It's the only one that it has the Lank approval. I use it because of Lank.
When I first was using it a couple of years ago, it was super basic.
Controller.
Oh, I thought your controller was broken. That's just a,
Yeah, but Kitty
Cover.
Hawk got bought by Aloft.
Yep, I use a loft for
Need some
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
so Aloft,
like,
so Aloft and before your fly are one and the same now. So
are they?
yeah,
So we get this stuff.
so
Use
you
a
can do
loft.
the Lank. So you can do the Lank out of the before you fly. In fact, if you do before
Wi-Fi
you
to get the
fly
maps.
on the web, it goes to aloft.com. So
yeah, that was a big ass drone, Daryl, for sure.
Yeah. I've seen
But
them.
I bet that thing was loud as crap too.
Be fun.
That was the first picture I showed when he went to that convention.
Mm.
That was the
Why
one
is
that
my
had
map
the-
not updated? It's annoying. It's got me off the coast of South America. I don't think that's where the drone really is.
I saw that, Laura.
Sure. Sure you're not there?
I have 6 satellites, so it's not doing a great job of finding the outside world.
What, you don't have a balcony?
No, I don't have,
No, a lot of hotels don't do that anymore because of different
suicides.
reasons, obviously, yeah.
But
Just like you can in some hotels, you can't open the windows or you can only open them by like an inch.
yeah, exactly. Let's see here.
Restricted.
Oh, so 1,187 grams, Dominic. It's 2.6 pounds on the Evo 2.
What is?
Hmm.
What
The Evo
is?
2. So it's not double the weight of the Mavic 3, but it's about 300. It's about 300, 250 to 300 grams heavier.
I'm in
So it's
restricted.
restricted airspace.
Yes.
Of course it is. In
Laura,
fact,
you
zero-
still have, you
he's in
have,
zero. He's in zero altitude there.
Laura, you still haven't flown your drone since you got it back, have you?
No, I need a license before I fly it.
Yeah, do you have to buy it or
Yep.
how much are they?
Oh, it's only a tenner, but I haven't got around to it yet.
So your
Around-
license is at $10 and I have to pay $1,500 for it. Is that just the basic? Or is that, that's not the A2 CFC, is it? CFC? No.
No, it's the first level.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, first level is free for us. And then we just go up levels.
No, ours is £10.
Okay. Because I've already got the first level. Like the trust. We call it operator accreditation. That's our first level. And then you go up. I'd love to get to the fourth level. But that's $5.5 grand. But you can do a hell of a lot of stuff with it.
They're getting ready for the Wednesday night sailboat races out there on Lower Lake Huron.
Yes.
Fly?
What's that?
Gonna fly?
No, I've flown it before, but they every Sunday and every Wednesday they have sailboat races right out here just outside on Lake Huron.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I do have a lot of work to do. I should be doing some shit.
As is 3 years.
Gotta go out to dinner instead. I won't be in therapy tonight because I have to go out to dinner at 7.
Mine's called the operator's ID, Dominic.
Yeah. Okay. Operator accreditation.
Oh, come on, Chuck. It's gonna be a fun
We
conversation.
call it something different in different countries, obviously.
It's like
Why can't they just standardize things and call something everything that's similar, call it the same thing. Don't change it here, change it there.
That will only happen when ET takes over.
Yes, I'm waiting for him.
Well, Mark White is over there in the UK, and he says that Flyer ID is free for 5 years.
Yeah, the flyer ID is, but the operator's ID was tenner when I last did it.
Oh, okay.
And there's obviously different
shoot.
levels again. How many different levels does everybody have? Yeah, what is this?
I have to renew all my stuff. So like my 3 years is up. So I'm starting all over, I think, right? I have to take the test again for UK.
Yeah.
It
But it's easier.
wasn't hard the first time. They made it easier.
Yeah, well, that's because if it's the same way as it is on the 107, you take the test online and it scores you, and then it says, do you want to change any of your answers? You go back and you change all the answers that you got wrong and you get 100%.
Oh, you
No,
can't
you-
do that over here. You have to have the booklet open as you're doing it.
Talking about the European license.
I have to do it again though, because
Everybody said that's super easy to do.
So I got to get all my stuff up and
But Europe's different to the UK now.
yeah. Well, I might
Hashtag Brexit.
actually.
Yep. Hashtag Brexit.
I think I'm okay to fly in Europe for the next 4 years because when I got
That's a
cleared,
to be an EASA certification.
EU is EU, right? Doesn't matter what country you get it in.
EU, or whatever.
So mine's from Iceland, so I have my Icelandic sticker on
Yeah.
it's on my Mini 3 over there. It's on my Mini 3 Pro. It's kind of cool. I like it. But anyway, I think I'm good to fly in like Spain.
Why can't they just have a standardized world license or something?
That would be nice, wouldn't
Why do
it?
they have to make everything so complicated?
Because they do, because it's government. Government makes everything complicated. That's why it's government, I guess. Anyway, yeah, okay. So I guess I have to go to the CAA site for the
Yep.
UK and go in and
And Mark R. White, it's actually £10.33.
Oh, okay.
I just looked it up.
it has gotten spendier.
Inflation.
Now, is that with VAT on? Does that have VAT?
I think so.
Annoying, but when I come
Wait,
back over,
5 o'clock.
Or are
Yeah.
government departments?
probably just going to be in
Would
London.
government departments be exempt from them?
Chuck, you going back to London?
All in my tummy.
I'll bring Mini 3 Pro, PAX Easy, get some shots. Great. There's not a lot of places you can fly, but there are a few.
This is about to be a really weird hurricane season. So the first hurricane to hit the US this year was that one that went into California.
Yep.
And then we had a Dahlia, which went through Florida and Georgia and South Carolina
Yeah.
and all that. So, that's kind of a normal one. Now it looks like the third one that potentially is going to hit the US is going to be Maine.
Yeah, it's gonna hit like Bangor, Maine. It's gonna
Yeah, it
bang
looks
go-
like it looks like it might go into Maine. Or
Yeah,
at least clip the tip of me. Clip the tip of Maine. Hmm.
Yeah. I know my parents used to live in Lynn, Mass. That's just north of Boston. They got whacked one year. Long
And I'm just like,
before I was born.
who would have thunk that the first and the third hurricane of the year would have been on opposite corners of the country, California and Maine? It's a weird hurricane season.
Thing is
Never know.
normal. Or nothing. I mean, like nothing. They're learning stuff about this planet that they never dreamed they'd learn. Some weird-
They wondered, because the Atlantic and the Pacific both being hot, which was going to win.
Just wait for the jet stream to get all out of whack. Then you're really gonna see some scary shit happen.
Well, the jet stream has been ripping all the storms apart, and the high pressure that's normally over Bermuda is over like by Europe. And so that's why everything coming off Africa right now just turns north.
Everything's wrong. Yeah. Yeah.
W Drones is going to Maine in October.
Oh, okay.
Of course, it's
Maine-
only going to be a tropical storm by the time it gets to Maine.
Maine is pretty in October.
Yeah, that'd be great. All the colors.
Yeah. Yeah. You will like it.
Hopefully early October. Because by late October, all the color will be on the ground.
October, it's like because like Lori and I are going to be in the Adirondacks late September, early October. That's like that's the ideal peak time when things work like they're supposed to. We'll see what happens, but that
Looks
that
like
should
Newfoundland's gonna get the aftermath.
looks like it. Yeah, Halifax
Yes.
and all that together, right? Nova
Good to
Scotia.
see.
maybe.
Western tip of Newfoundland, far eastern Maine, and New Brunswick.
So I fly through DC on Friday. We'll see how I make out.
You'll be fine.
Think so. I was looking
Yeah.
at it. Looks like
It's going to be far enough offshore. It's not going to cause any issues there. I don't even
First, I
think
gotta
it'll cause issues in Boston.
get through this work stuff first. We can do it. So yeah,
right.
One vision aerial. That's Dustin. We're supposed to connect maybe tomorrow. That'd be fun. We can connect.
Yeah, at the rate we're going, Nebraska's next to get hit by a hurricane.
You know,
Oh
the
my-
ironic part of it is, and I was telling a friend of mine this, Texas, Louisiana have been dry as hell and been having fires, and they can't think of all the years that we've had hurricanes over there, and the one time that they could use the water, and there hasn't been one around.
Yeah, messed up.
Sounds fun, Daryl.
All right, I think I'm gonna. Well, it's 6 o'clock for you guys, isn't it? Like, Paul, it's 6 o'clock there, isn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
6
Yeah,
p.m.
I am an hour behind at the moment.
Actually, it's 2300.
It's hot outside today.
Actually, Chuck, right now you are on the actual correct time.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not. It's not 8
I work
a.m.
on
over there.
I work on stuff in the
Correct time
cloud.
is 8
Everything
a.m.
everything in the
Correct,
cloud
7 PM.
is on UTC time. To hell with all this other crap. We should just use UTC time.
Yeah, when I get over to the UK, then I'm on real time. That's
Yeah, then you definitely are in real time.
Because it's 11 o'clock where Laura is right now, 11 p.m., right?
Mm.
Greenwich time for a reason. That's
10
what
p.m.
Keith
GMT.
tells me. He says, Chuck, remember, we invented time.
Yeah,
I knew, Laura, I knew you like that one. That's what.
Keep
that's
in
what-
mind, UTC doesn't take into account daylight savings time.
Exactly.
Everybody,
Because it's 10 p.m.
That's why it's
UTC.
different from GMT. Otherwise, it would be
Everybody-
GMT.
Everybody knows America is the middle, center of the universe.
Yep, and the center, that would mean the center of America, where Chuck and I are right now.
We're not even in the center of our solar system, so I don't know how we could be the center
Exactly.
of whatever.
You can't prove that.
Well, you know what?
that's-
Somebody told me today when I flew, it was Dustin, one vision aerial. He's like, Chuck, did you know they filmed that scene with Steve Martin from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles at Lambert? I was like, oh shit. Love to reenact that. Great.
What, the rental scene?
Remember when he went to get his rental car and the bus drops him
Yeah.
off and there's no in space and
And I was fucking gone.
just show me your rental agreement. I don't have it. Well, I guess you're
Fuck.
Yeah, that's what's her
So
face.
here's one for you. The movie Fargo wasn't filmed in Fargo. It was actually filmed in South
No.
Dakota and Minnesota.
Minnesota. Kind of cool, but a little warmer than it was for Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's what 80 degrees out there.
Holy crap. Did you see what Mark said? 2 dams in Liberia collapsed today, killing over 5,000 people.
What?
It's in the
Yeah.
chat.
In where?
Libya.
No, Libya.
Olivia.
Libya happened a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bit strange about that.
Well, I wonder if that all had to do with the earthquakes they had over that way.
Just coincidence.
Original estimate was they were expecting over 10,000 dead.
Hmm.
And he said the weird thing is the local mosque was not touched.
Yeah, that's just coincidence.
Well, that's like Maui, right?
Yeah, that's Libya.
Like I'm at Maui, the church, the one church didn't burn down. Everything burned all around it.
Well,
Yeah, it was probably built by China and their roads initiative.
Yep, exactly.
Explains why they broke.
Yep, I'd agree.
I
I'm
gotta,
waiting for the Three Gorge Dam to collapse.
Yep.
I gotta do some work stuff. Then I'll catch up with you guys.
Okay, Chuck, thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for letting me. Catch y'all
No
later.
worries.
You could have had 20 minutes worth of work done. You said that 20 minutes ago. You're
Yeah.
still here.
I'll get to it. Then I gotta go out to dinner.
Okay,
Oh,
we'll
what
see
a-
you.
Classic sucks. All right.
Morocco.
Oh, you found those?
Morocco,
Oh,
Libya,
yeah.
close enough.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I sent you a bunch of stickers, didn't I?
Wait.
Oh, you found Sarah's stickers too?
Yeah.
Hey. They're just around the corner.
Yeah, have you seen the let me see if I can find it.
no.
Yeah, this is what I'm waiting for. That's gonna end up collapsing soon. So this was when they
Mm.
originally built the dam here.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find some clearer pictures. Okay, so that's the original picture.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I think 3 years later or 5 years later.
Look at
3
the
years?
bow in it. Yep.
Mm.
That's that Chinese freaking engineering for you right there.
Yeah, Chinese ingenuity.
Look
Are
at
we
it, it's
sure that-
bowing there. It's bowing there.
Yeah.
Google's the one that actually released these pictures.
I was
And
gonna say, are
then,
we sure it's not a stitch from 2 different satellite photos, or?
No, so Google actually released the footage from it, the things, and they put it out there about, they noticed the dam was bowing. Well, then the Chinese government tried to say that Google satellites screwed up and it's not looking at it right. There was actually a back and forth between Google and the Chinese government over those pictures. They tried to say there was something wrong with the lens on their satellite or
that-
something.
Isn't that the dam? It actually has changed the orbit of the Earth because it
Orbit.
holds so much water.
I
It
don't
has
know.
actually
It's
slowed.
not
It
that one.
has
I don't think
actually
it's that dim.
slowed.
I know there
There's
was
one in
one.
China that's supposed to be like that.
There's one. I was actually watching a thing about dams last night. I kind of went down this rabbit hole watching dam collapses, which was funny when you guys mentioned that about the Libya thing. There is one that actually has caused earthquakes. I think it's in Switzerland. And the way they built it on the fault line, it actually has caused tremors.
Hmm.
But yeah, they went back and forth with the Chinese government over there. They tried to say Google satellite was screwed up and it wasn't seeing. It wasn't
Mm.
looking at it correctly. Something to do with the lens on the satellite is what they said. But it's like Google had no skin in the game for that. They just took the pictures and said, here you go.
Yep.
Something's wrong with your dam. And, you know, of course, the Chinese government wants to pretend there's nothing wrong. Like, I don't see why Google would have had to lie about that or why they would
Exactly.
even,
Why would they lie?
they were literally just taking photos.
They're just trying to tell them so that people don't die. I mean,
Well, that's
literally,
what,
is why they
that's what
sent
I'm
it to them.
saying. Yeah, but this has nothing to do with, they don't have any other reason to, but to just say, hey, you got a problem here. But like I said, if you look at a lot, there's so many videos of people walking through Chinese buildings. Like that one guy walked through and he took a frozen water bottle and he
Yeah.
was hitting it on a beam. A big ass, like what you would think was a reinforced concrete beam.
Yeah.
And it was just crumbling from a frozen water bottle hitting it. That's why I would never step foot in the damn building in China. If it's over 2 stories, hell no.
I'd even be worried about one story, the roof caving in.
I mean, they just don't have any quality control when it comes to their building.
Mm.
There's a lot of corruption and within their companies that do a lot of their buildings and stuff over there. They cut corners to use cheaper materials. And that's not to say it hasn't happened over here a few times here and
Yeah.
there, but it's
Yeah,
not as
that
prevalent.
condo in Miami that they didn't build the pool deck right.
Well, and that was a big fuck up too, because they were warned multiple times before that collapsed and they didn't do nothing about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That could have been prevented
Mm.
because they could have realized there
They could have
either been
reinforced it.
there could have been something that they could have either fixed it or evacuated the building and tore it down if it was
Mm.
unfixable. But any which way, it could have been prevented.
Yeah.
Can you imagine sitting in a damn building, all of a sudden you're sitting there and then you just half your freaking house is gone.
Yeah.
Like some of the people didn't even die. They were stuck up in their apartments looking out and their whole bedroom, balcony, everything's just gone.
There are some places in the world you just don't want to be in a tall building. Mexico City being one of them. It's built on top of a lake. An earthquake hits. It's yeah.
No. Mark, I was showing pictures of the Three Gorge Dam in China. I was joking about the Chinese government and their roads initiative, where they're trying to build
Belt and
infrastructure.
Road, I think's the term you're
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
wanting to.
It's where they're
call it.
trying to build infrastructure in poorer countries.
Yeah, they're
but it's
loaning
like-
money to countries that don't have it,
At
and
the
they'll
same time,
they'll loan them the money.
Well, not
Because-
only loan them the money, I think they send the engineers over.
yeah,
Yes.
they're actually doing the building. But like I said, if you look at, they have so many cases of just horrible building practices in China.
Mm.
God, not
Exactly.
only are you gonna be in debt to them, but you're probably gonna get a shitty product out of it.
Hey, Don, how come the sock is not doing that work for you? Damn it.
Exactly.
Isn't that
He's
where you
in a
got
box
him?
somewhere. Oh no, he's lazy.
Yeah, apparently. Come on, you're supposed to put him to work, man.
If I could figure out a way.
And the reason I was joking about that, Mark, is because Africa is actually one of the countries that they're really investing in.
Hmm.
The US and China are like, that's actually
Come
one of
on. We buy influence in countries as well as they do. We just
the.
do
Oh,
it
no, I'm not
we
saying
do
that.
it we do it militarily.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Africa's the hot spot where China and the US are
Yeah, it is.
trying to set up shop. They're
Mm.
they're both battling kind of over Africa right now in certain areas.
Resources,
economically.
gold, diamond, oil. Yeah.
Paul was saying yesterday, didn't you say that they found some big lithium deposit here in the US?
Yeah,
Nevada
Yes.
and Oregon border.
yeah.
They're,
Mhm.
they're saying it's the biggest one in the world.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
estimating it.
Wow.
Are they gonna actually start mining it though?
I'd say how quick before the government says we can't mine it.
That's the key issue.
I
Hmm.
don't think, honestly, I don't know if they will because that's a big component in batteries and stuff. They might allow it.
Yep.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Well,
they
what,
might-
is it at midnight tonight that the big three go on strike?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
the big.
The auto workers. The auto workers go on strike. Is it midnight tonight or tomorrow?
no, haven't heard.
Yeah, I
So
was gonna
Jeff-
say I haven't seen any articles online talking
So
about
Justin,
that.
you
so.
think that the people who are mining lithium now that have the money for mining lithium now wouldn't be bribing officials to put the kibosh on the US mining its own lithium?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying.
You don't think that government officials would take those bribes happily?
Well, it depends on if it's gonna be a bigger moneymaker for them.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Here's the funny part, Don.
That's government.
They don't want us drilling oil in the US, right?
Huh?
But we'll give money to South American countries for them to go drill oil.
Huh?
Yep. It's interesting. No, you can't drill here, but we'll give money to them to let them drill.
Uh-huh.
Well, that could also be a long-term plan of let's use everybody else's shit up. And then we'll be
Yeah,
the
I
only ones with
suppose.
anything left.
Yeah, name one politician that's ever in the US that's ever had a long-term plan.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Exactly.
short term.
They have a short-term plan, put
to
it
their
in my
pockets.
pocket.
The short-term gain.
Oh, I'm just saying that that's exactly what it sounds like.
Mm.
Sounds to me like you're a government shill.
Oh, God. Yeah, did you pay it? By the way,
He is.
by the way, Donald, how's your taxes? When did you see those forms?
The other, I don't make any money right now, so I don't have to pay taxes.
It's not paying taxes.
Write that one down.
Go and put that in my little log book over here.
Mhm.
Okay, the auto strike is Thursday at midnight. Thursday evening.
So what is it? Chrysler, Ford, and Chevy? Who's the big three?
Chrysler, GM, Ford, and what's the other one? There's another one.
Where's it?
Oh,
Where's it for GM?
Yeah, just those three.
Yeah, a lot of the other ones are gone now. Like Pontiac don't
Hmm.
exist anymore.
They're still under GM.
Yeah, they've been gobbled up.
Always were.
Like, where are they gonna get the money? Cause the car industry is already suffering as it is, so they think they're gonna
Hmm.
get a bunch more money.
Oh, they want to almost double the salaries, and they also want to only work a 30-hour work week.
Dude, like 10, 15 years ago, I knew two people that worked in the GM plant. And they were
That
making like
is.
30-something dollars an hour 15 years ago.
Yeah.
The fuck they need more money for?
Hey,
They
Jay-
wonder why they keep investing in robotic manufacturing.
Cause you
Mm.
could survive off of $30 an hour now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me those, even an entry level person probably starts off well over $20.
Oh, I'm
That's
sure.
good. That's decent pay.
Mhm.
And if you have a 2 household income, that's just icing on the cake.
It's the icing on the face.
But like I said, the auto industry's already struggling enough as it is, like,
Yeah, because of the chips.
yeah, and then the price of the vehicles are ridiculous.
Mm.
You know, an old school F-150 work truck used to be a cheap vehicle.
That's
Now it's
all of that is
ridiculously
starting to
expensive.
come back. All of that's starting to come back around.
4.5% in wage increases over the course of a contract, not right away. So that's a little different than what Ford and GM are offering. $6,000 one-time.
My local Hyundai dealer had a $2,000 markup on my Santa Cruz when I bought it last October. They no longer have those
Wait.
markups.
Inflation or cost.
14.5%.
The big
Yeah.
thing, Brad,
You gotta be
Yeah.
fucking kidding me.
part-time workers and also the in-progress workers who are going to become full-time, sort of fully vested.
Lucky to get 3.
And what they want to do there is increase the part-time workers pay from about $16 to $20 an hour. So like a good, 20.
Oh, that's bullshit. They're not making that little bit.
No.
Maybe the fucking janitor in the warehouse.
Mm.
Atlantis said that
You guys on that line are not making that little bit of money.
Atlantis is the other one.
this morning, at some point this morning.
Didn't they just say part-time?
Also, how
Yeah.
different are their proposals?
So big picture,
Oh,
GM and Ford are sort of offering more
Mm.
money
Yeah.
up front as opposed to what Stellantis is offering. So in
That is
GM's case,
definitely-
about 16% up front, a $6,000 one-time inflation payment.
Hey, Paul,
$5,000 inflation.
this is why I bought my Hyundai.
Contract 3 to 4 years usually.
You want to
Going
know
back-
something funny? You know where it's manufactured?
Gratification bonus.
The Santa Cruz is made in Alabama.
Part-time workers.
Going back to Toyota.
Hey,
Fuck
there
this.
you go, Justin. They want.
Dude, you can buy an
40%
American
pay
made
hike.
you can buy an American made car that's not built by the UAW.
40% pay hike.
Yep.
They're still
And
negotiating
cost of living.
behind the scenes right now. So this is a lot of posturing here. Ford's
Ah.
pretty much the same as what GM's offering, just a little bit slight changes with compensation and
All they're doing is ensuring that down the road there'll be less jobs because
How likely is it?
they will
Exactly.
be robotic and they will invest even more in
More
robotic.
likely.
What do you think is happening in the fast food industry is everybody's demanded it. You pay the fast food people more and more automation
Look at the stocks
so that they
going
can run
down.
the store with less
Yeah.
people.
Automakers talking about 15, 20% increases. They want.
Yep.
How do we get defined?
We'll
up,
give you
JDS?
50% raise, but we're going to fire 50% of the people.
Exactly.
How's that sound?
Bring the strike.
Well, what they'll do is they'll just slowly wait for the older guys to retire and they just won't hire new guys.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, because
Yep.
they'll get more robotics and more automation. Yeah.
Right. And then eventually you'll weed it out to where you're only hiring a minimal staff to run the entire plant.
Mark Cuban has made this point of what are humans going to do when we've automated the shit out of everything.
Yep.
He's made this argument for more than a decade.
Ooh, a utopia society. We all just get to walk around and do nothing all day.
Exactly.
Be like Star Trek.
It'll be Wally.
Yeah.
We'll ride around in our chairs and be served by the robots.
Yep.
Actually,
Someone's got to
sounds
program
kinda
the
nice.
robot.
The robot
I'd
will
ride
program
around.
itself.
What's
I'd
that,
ride around
Don?
in my chair. I'd ride around in my chair and drink a big gulp. I mean, the people in Wally kind of had it good.
Mhm.
Except they couldn't
About it.
walk.
They didn't have to.
Exactly. They had robot legs for that.
And then here Wally decides to
Uh.
free them, but puts them into a life of hard work, probably a lot of death too, because with that increased risk, there's gonna be people dying. Wally is a villain.
Yeah.
Little bastard. Uh,
I don't know. I haven't figured out whether humanity's going to end up like Wally or Mad Max. I don't think there's going to be in between. I think we're going to end up like Mad Max. I think we're going to
That'd
blow
be fun.
ourselves up. We're going to blow
Good.
ourselves up or kill ourselves with some virus that we created.
That's awesome. This thing, I've got the old distributor over there, has points. I'll be driving around.
There
I'll
you
have-
go.
I'll make this
You
little
need,
Doom
you
buggy
need an old
mad-
XP Falcon then.
Well, have you put the 50 caliber mount on the back of it yet? Or-
We can.
There you go.
I mean, heck,
Might
I'll strip
cost you a
off my
little bit
clothes,
to
I'll
buy
wear-
the ammo.
I'll walk around wearing a hockey mask and a cod piece and
There
have
you go.
Justin on a leash.
Justin on
assless chaps.
That'll be fun.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm ready for it.
God.
Can I at least wear assless chaps?
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get you
I
up
want
there.
to be. I want to be semi-free.
By the way, Justin, all chaps are assless.
Okay. Well, no, that just means I don't have to wear pants on
Right.
Yep. Makes it easier.
them. Okay.
That just means you can just wear chaps without pants.
Okay.
It's the nerd in me. I have to correct.
Mm. We know that.
You know,
Oh, I'm just gonna have to start saying shit on purpose.
Yeah.
You know, the weird part is I'm that way because I've been around computers way too long. When you code and program on computers
Yeah.
and you realize how literal it takes your crap sometimes and your brain just kind of gets wired that way. It's just, eventually you start thinking the way it does, and that's kind of weird.
Ew, I'm not spanking JDS, you nasty.
Mhm.
Why not?
No, that old man ass. No, I'm good.
Ah, that's a pain in the butt. The tin is not supposed to come off by itself on the side. You're supposed to take everything else off first.
Mm.
Sure you didn't
But you
have
can do it.
extra parts before?
You can do it if you can bend it, if you bend it a little bit. But I'm thinking about taking a Dremel right there to give me a little more clearance
Mm.
for when I have to do jobs like this.
You know, I had a friend of my uncle's who worked on my transmission the one time. The transmission came back with less parts, but you know what?
Holy crap.
But
Just found the source of my oil leak.
oh, that's good.
What happened? Let's see.
But the reason it came back with less parts was because it made it higher performance. He took some of the clutches and crap out of it. That car shifting from first to second gear would just about turn my 67 Camaro sideways. It shifted that hard and that quick.
We don't see anything. We're looking at you.
Yeah, Dawn is an idiot. You see that right there?
Yeah.
See that nut that's backed all the way off that stud? It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be torqued down. I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
I don't see how I would have missed it. So I'm gonna put some
Loctite.
Loctite. I'll put some blue Loctite on that before I cinch it down. That shouldn't get well, that's gonna get hot. I don't want to do red Loctite. That's going to basically weld it. That's a pain in the butt. I'll figure out something. I'm thinking I just didn't get it torqued down well, and it walked itself back off.
Probably not. And it backed itself off. What about a lock nut? What about a lock or
Lock.
And I-
Lock
and I-
washer?
lock washer?
a lock washer. No, I don't want to put one of those up against the head.
Did you say washer or washer?
He said
It's a
washer, but
washer.
I translated.
There's no R in it.
Donald said I translated.
Creek, crick, whatever.
All
Well,
right,
my
so
dad
I'm
was
going,
from Pennsylvania. He used to say that all the time. Washer.
Yeah,
so I need to back
Washington.
everything off and re-torque everything from scratch. Okay. But that's good news because that tells me where that seeping was coming from and lets me know that it's not a
So-
serious issue.
Just remember, torque from the middle to the outside.
There, I have the torque sequence for the heads on these.
Yay!
Yeah. From inside,
Inside to
Diagonal up,
outside, generally.
down, up, and then it's from inside like where the valves are, then above, then down, then back over, and then move to the outside,
Yeah,
and then come back to
exactly.
center and torque it down another couple
Like-
pounds. Just
Yeah,
don't torque down. all
don't
at once,
torque it
kids.
all the way
Torque-
down in once.
It's
It should
sequences.
be at least twice,
You,
if not three
I would go
times.
more than that. I sneak up on it usually.
Yeah,
I sneak up on it real hard. Actually, it's a pain in the butt work, but I am really super happy to see that that's loose because that tells me it's not a serious issue with the heads needing to be resurfaced.
yeah, not if you don't have one that's, well, not even tight,
Right,
let alone
hey.
torqued down.
Hey,
Yeah, and
Steve.
it's only been seeping just a little bit.
Well, it isn't the fact that it's not even tight. It's like halfway up the damn bolt.
Means it vibrated off.
Yeah, it just walked back. That somehow didn't get torqued down tight enough or didn't hold the torque and then just walked back. So, hooray.
No,
I
at
mean-
least it was. At least it was a
You know what
so
that
far an
means?
easy fix.
That means in 30 days, you pull that back off and check it again to make sure that it hasn't backed off again.
Yep.
Steve Carpenter, how you doing? He says hello to everybody.
With that, Steve, all right.
This is a job I can take both sides in a weekend. I could actually even take the jugs off and pull the cylinder. I can take it all the way down to the case in a weekend with it sitting on the buggy because I'm so open with this. I don't actually have to drop the engine like you would in an actual Volkswagen.
Sure.
Yay.
Just hit a speed bump at 90. I should test it.
My next year in the spring, that's my big job at next year in maybe the deepest part of winter is hit my suspension all the way around and start beefing that up a little bit. Because this is still the stock 1950, no, it's a 62 or suspension on this. And I guarantee most of the components are original.
That's one
How
of the
you gonna-
things I want to do to my Camaro. I have a 67 Camaro that someday I'm going to put back together, but they make those kits. That's the rack and pinion kits to put under the front end. So you have more more modern steering.
Yeah, I want to modernize the brakes on this because it's still drums all the way around. I'd like to.
Oh God.
Uh,
Aren't drum
full-
brakes just fun?
oh, they're great, but you can get full disc conversion for all four
Yeah,
will-
exactly.
for like $600, and so that's another project in the future.
You get so much better mileage when all four tires have disc brakes too. Like a lot of the newer cars, all four tires instead of emergency brake in the back.
You get better mileage.
No, I'm saying you get better mileage on the brake pads.
Okay,
You'll
I
get
could
more out
not
of
figure
them.
out. We're talking about cars, and you said you get better mileage when you have all
Mileage,
this.
what he said, yeah.
I meant mileage out of your brake pads because it's
I was
not.
sitting there. I was really confused. I was like,
Well, it wouldn't
okay,
be
Jeff,
mileage. It would be properly. You should have said less
better wear.
Yeah,
Better wear, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're using
didn't
all
wanna
four
say,
tires.
Justin, you're an
instead of
idiot.
just two. No, I'm saying instead of using just two tires, you're using all four.
But you confused the heck out.
Anyways, Don, I found a racing company
Uh-huh.
that has a front end for the Camaro that, and it's only $6,000. And that includes all the suspension components. But it's 100 pounds lighter, which is the difference between a small block and a big block Chevy. So I could literally put that under it and put a big block in it and still be at the same weight. But it's 100 pounds lighter in the front end. So that's how I can sneak a big block into it and not increase the weight.
Yeah, that's why buggies get so much better performance than actual Volkswagens off the same engines, is because these
No
things
weight.
don't.
Yeah, no
But
weight.
that's also what makes this a scary ass thing to drive down the highway. Especially if you don't have a full tank of gas, it's even scarier because you want every bit of weight on those front tires as you can get.
Mm.
And it's like, if you're running on empty doing 55, 60 on the highway, it starts getting a little dicey.
Bouncy.
Oh, squirrely.
Steering becomes more of a suggestion.
All right, we'll see you later, Laura.
I hate that.
Hey, Laura.
See you later.
Bye
Bye-bye.
Hi,
bye.
Laura.
Thanks for coming in.
Now, if you put some racing stickers on it, it should increase your horsepower by at least 20
It
or
does.
30.
It does.
It's like adding extra RGB strips to your computer. Definitely
All
adds
right,
to the
work
power.
table.
Makes it better.
Yeah, I'll show you my son's girlfriend got him a bumper sticker for his Miata. And like, how do I switch my camera here? There it is. All right. So you know the Miata,
Yeah.
this little thing. See if I can't get over here. Can you read that? I'm
Oh,
compensating
God.
for my enormous penis.
I know that feeling.
Oh God.
My uncle used to have one of those back in the day. He used to get made fun of all the time for driving that.
What, your
'Cause
uncle used to have an enormous penis? What?
No,
Yeah.
a Miata.
I'd
Oh,
make fun of your
I'm
uncle.
going, wow.
I'd make fun of your uncle for driving an enormous penis too.
It's a
My
Miata.
dad had a fun car. I don't even think they make them anymore. The MGs.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
The
Now,
little
that's a chick
roadster,
magnet, I tell
MG
ya.
Roadster.
Yeah, those things are
Yeah.
cool.
That was
I don't
an
care
absolute
if
chick
people
magnet.
might make fun of.
Yeah, it's an MX-5.
Yeah, it's MX-5. In America, they're called Miatas.
Yeah,
But
we call it MX-5, so does England.
yeah,
Yes.
it's called
agree with
only
you,
called
Mark.
Miata. It's only called a Miata in the U.S. But yeah, it doesn't matter that people make fun of little cars like that or not.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
because they
that's-
got
they're
labeled
jealous.
as a girly car, just like the new Volkswagen Bugs did.
Yeah.
But if you watch, the Bugs did. If you watch the original commercials though for the Miata, it was a driving coupe, and it shows a young guy getting in. He calls his girl, says, "I'll be by, get you in a minute." And he gets in his car and he drives around the country. You see him going across the countryside, and he pulls in finally into the house next door. So it was so much fun for him to drive that even to go pick
You
up
know,
his girl.
the
next
ironic
door,
part
he'd
of
drive.
it is
They
there's
do.
a car that's about that size that was famous. The Thunderbird. The
Yeah.
Ford Thunderbirds were
Hmm?
about that size. That
I had
little
a
2-passenger.
55 T-Bird, yeah.
Yeah. Thunderbird. Yeah.
Well,
no,
what
that's-
was
A
the
similar
name of the
similar
car?
size car. So how did it go from
What was the
Thunderbird
name,
being
what was
cool
the name of
to
the
it's a
car
girly
that
car?
had
It,
the,
it's
the
all
front,
about jealousy
the door
because
opened on the
who doesn't
front?
want
What was the
who
name
doesn't
of
want a
the car
convertible
that
coupe?
had the door on the front? You used
The
to
door on the-
swing it
oh.
open and the steering wheel was on the door and it swing it
Yeah,
back.
and the steering wheel would swing to the side. That is a
BMW Isetta.
Isetta?
Isetta. That was it.
Yeah, but
I
The
saw one of
T-
those just in July. I went to a car museum and they had one there. And I was sitting there, they let you open the door and everything. So I was opening the door and looking at the mechanics of the steering wheel. It's kind of cool.
yeah, but it's not that the Thunderbird was ever labeled as a girly car. There's just certain cars that women had been seen driving more than guys, like Miatas, the new Volkswagens.
The Volkswagen did not help themselves by putting a flower vase in it.
Yeah.
What was the deal with that one?
Yeah, it's
That was just
it
but
didn't have the
Miatas-
same appeal as the older
Miatas.
Bugs
Some
did.
people, yeah, some guys would say, yeah, but we came off the muscle car era, and that's what they like. Oh, it's not a muscle car. People are still loving that, but who didn't want a convertible coupe back in the day? And that's what Miata is. It's just a throwback to the classic convertible coupe.
Yeah.
Well, and
He
then
just got through putting in. Do what?
I was gonna say, there's just some cars too that you'll see a lot of women driving and they'll bedazzle the shit out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
they make 'em
that's
pink.
I guarantee
Yeah.
I have not seen one woman driving one of these. Well, actually, no, I've seen one woman driving one of these stupid dune buggies.
that's
But
why
it's
I
usually
loved
old parts like me.
that's why I loved there was a picture on Facebook one time and it showed a girl and she put all these jewels all over her steering wheel, over the airbag. And
Yeah.
somebody said, "Oh, great, she made a Claymore Mine."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she put all these little bedazzled, big old heavy jewels all over and pasted them all.
That's
to the-
like that's like the VW bus where they used to have all the dingle balls hanging around on the inside and stuff, like hippie bus.
Okay.
Yeah, but the newer Volkswagens just didn't have the appeal that the older ones had back in the day. You'd see a lot of guys driving Volkswagens back when you guys were younger and had them. But these days, you see a lot of women driving the newer Bugs, and most of the time, that's what you'll hear women say. They'll be like, "Oh, I've always wanted a Volkswagen Bug." I don't know how many girls I've heard say that. They want one of the new ones.
I've known quite a few guys that love the old Volkswagens, but none of them that I know one guy that drives a new Volkswagen Bug.
Oh, I got one as a rental car, and me and my 3 friends went to Myrtle Beach, and they were embarrassed as hell to be in it. But
Well,
some
the guy
drunk
that-
driver hit me, and that's what they gave me.
Yeah, the guy that I know that has it, he drives a truck for a living, and he's got a huge pickup too. But he was going back and forth to the yard to get his truck, and he's like, "I just need something that's good on gas," so he bought that.
Yeah.
It gets him where he's going.
One of the best cars I ever had on gas. It'd still be great today. I had a little Honda CRX. That they would
The
get
little
like
CRX.
42
Yeah, I
to
remember that.
43 mile to the gallon on the
Fit-
highway. And that,
50, depending on which way the wind was blowing.
well, yeah, that
Yep.
too. Little ass car, but goddamn, you could drive that thing forever.
I always wanted a Mini Coupe.
And a zippy
yeah.
little thing too. That was the interesting part. That was a fun car.
Yeah, power to weight ratio.
Yeah, exactly. A fun little car. And it was the SI. So it was the fuel injected one.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a zippy little car. Loved that thing.
No, they're great.
Oh, what's the one Chrysler? Oh, it's kind of a coupe. Starts with a P. I don't know why Predator is coming in my head. It's not Predator. Cruiser.
Prowler.
PT Cruiser. The PT
Oh, they
Cruiser.
also did the Prowler.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
those
PT,
things
the
are-
PT, the PT Cruiser. They look kind of cool. I've
I'll-
had one as a rental car before. It's not bad.
Congratulations, you
Yes.
turned your airbag into a Claymore Mine.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt if it ever goes off.
That was the picture I saw. That was a couple of years ago.
I don't know. I kind of like the PT Cruiser. It's got a cool look to it. It's different.
I always
yeah,
thought they
Creek
were
Creek
ugly.
was
That was
interesting.
just my opinion. Sarah's mom used to have one. I didn't like it. I always thought they were kind of ugly looking, but that's just my personal opinion. The Prowlers were really cool though.
23.
And that cruiser was cheap. That was a cheap car.
Yeah, but didn't they have a bad problem with the first bunch of them that came out being
Probably.
really underpowered?
Probably.
I think they were really underpowered. I remember my dad's old Geo Prism. I think it had like didn't those things have a 3-cylinder in them? Little Geos.
Or the infamous AMC Pacer.
Yes,
I like the Pacer.
legendary.
It's a bubble. I mean, it's a glass bubble. That's
People
what it
talk
looks
bad about the
like.
Pacer, but I always liked the Pacer.
It's a glass bubble.
Yeah, we were
Uh-huh.
talking about that. There was a guy I was watching on YouTube that like goes out to, like he just goes out and explores like random stuff in the desert and different areas. And he actually found this guy's yard and he had about 20 of them sitting in his yard
Not surprising.
in the desert, out in the desert. I want to say it was in Arizona or Nevada.
You know, I knew a kid when I was younger. He had a Gremlin. What was interesting about the Gremlin? Obviously, that was a really small car. He had a 420. He had a 429 big block in that Gremlin. They shoehorned it in somehow.
Well,
Holy
when you first
crap.
saw a Gremlin, you always wondered where the hell's the back half of the car go?
Mm.
Just like cut off at the back.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be one of those kind of like this. How do you steer it with the front end off the ground?
Yes. How do you steer it when the back end's in front of the front end? Because of the horsepower. Oh,
Hey, Paul. Yeah, Gracie's just coming out of a seizure, so
You had a seizure, huh?
yeah, it's winding down here. So
Poor pupper dog.
yeah, she's just coming out of it now. So
Oh, good.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
actually, there was a kid that he had this white Monte Carlo. I used to laugh at the guy. He put this monster cam in this car. That car would go lump, 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 lump. You know what he didn't do? He didn't change the torque converter in the transmission, and he didn't change the rear end gear. It still had like a street gear on it. So it'd take him forever to get to like 40 mile an hour before the cam finally actually started actually doing anything for him.
That's great. You can change to a more aggressive cam all you want, but you got to change everything else.
To go with it. Exactly. He didn't match the torque converter to the specs on the cam and the rear end gear, and he didn't do any of that. So it made all this noise, but slow as slow could be. I mean, by the time he finally got the thing wound up to where the cam was doing something for him, you were already 2 blocks ahead of him.
Now, wouldn't that do damage over a long period of time? Or
No, it just
Uh,
performs like crap.
No, you just don't have any torque. You don't have any low end work on those gears.
The torque on the cam is at a higher RPM, but the torque converter is locking up at probably 1700 RPM. So the thing's literally got no gump until it gets going.
There would be absolutely no range on any of those gears.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark just sent me these.
okay.
I used to laugh at him.
The steering is on the correct side.
What in the hell is that thing?
KA. The car.
It looks like a Ford and a Volkswagen had a baby.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Ford KA.
Which was on top, the Ford or the Volkswagen?
Yeah.
It looks like a Ford Taurus and a Volkswagen had a baby.
Yeah. I don't know what they call them in England, but they call those over here the KA.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh, if
Got
it was a Volkswagen and a Ford Taurus, definitely the Taurus was on top.
Mm.
I used to have so much fun with that Camaro of mine. I like I was a teenager. Do like the light racing. I'd wait. I'd stick beside the car beside me until about 25 mile an hour, and then nail it, and it would light the tire. It would light the tires up at 25, 30 mile an hour. It could light the tires up.
Yeah,
Actually-
my brother had a Mustang, a 69 Mach 1 with the 351 Windsor.
Yeah,
I hated riding with him because he loved just led for that thing. But in third gear, we're doing 45 miles an hour. He could get a scratch off of it.
yeah.
It just he would wind up just. It's like, damn, this thing has too much power. He'd get it from a standstill, take off. I'm sitting in the back seat, and I just feel the torque twisting the
Oh
entire
yeah,
car.
yeah. I ended up with a crack in the rear quarter panel by the back window. That's all. After I got the transmission worked on,
Because you kept on twisting it.
because it kept on twisting. It shifted so hard, it twisted the body. It made the car fun as hell. That's why I could spin the
Maybe
tires.
fun for the
That's why I
driver.
could spin the tires at like 25.
Not fun for the passengers. I hated being a passenger when he was driving.
You know what car was really nice that was small that had a big engine was the 85 Mustangs. Little hatchbacks that had the 5.0 in them.
I had a 79. That was the first year they went to that body style.
I used to have an 85 long years and years ago because that was the year I was born. But I've seen some really nice Mustangs in that
Yeah.
around that year that were really tricked out and they were fast as shit.
So Don, my best friend's brother, he was riding with me the one time, came up behind a car. I went to pass him. I nailed at about 55 mile an hour. I nailed it from third into second gear to pass the guy. Literally started fishtailing the car. Literally broke the tires loose and started fishtailing the car at 55 mile an hour.
Yeah.
The guy I was passing almost drove into me because I freaked him out so bad. And it was, I was like, dude, just keep your car over there. Let off the gas. It straightened out. Hit it again. No problem. But yeah, it had that much power that trying to pass somebody on the angle pulling out. If you hit the gas, it would break the car loose. It had some good power to it. It was fun. 411 gears. But it was all matched up. The cam and the torque converter and the gearing was all matched up. And my God, that thing was quick.
That's
all
one
this
thing
yesterday.
that's one thing that I don't like about this. I don't know what. Oh God.
I'll tell you one thing too, a lot of these cars and coffee clubs, dude, they'll get pissed if you start acting like a jackass because usually they
Yeah.
have spots that they're allowed to go hang out at. And so they
And
try
you're
to
gonna get
keep
them kicked out.
Right.
Yeah,
and they'll
yeah,
get
because we have cars and
super
coffee
pissed.
here as well.
right. You're supposed to act semi, reasonable when you're there because of that.
Mm,
Because there's only so many places they can meet up like that.
exactly.
Because you heard all the people yelling at him. They were all part of that event. And they came out there and started screaming at the dude. They were pissed that he did that.
Yeah, we got two places. Yeah.
And I did something with my Corvette once that I never did again and will never do again. I took a 90-degree corner at about 45 mile an hour. The car did it, but it slammed me into the fucking driver's door window.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that hurt. It's like, okay, yeah, the Corvette can corner. All right. I ain't never doing that again. The car can
But
do
you had
more
to
than I
know.
can. The car can do more than I can do. I get
Yeah,
it.
but you had to know that you could.
I had to know that I could do it. And
Yeah.
literally, I took it at
It's all
about
about your limitation.
45 mile an hour and went 90, and the car just went. Poof. Oh crap! Okay,
I
it can do
love
it.
the-
I ain't doing it again.
I love the look of the new Corvettes, man.
Oh, the C8 are good.
Yeah. They
'cause they
they
had-
have a Ferrari look about them.
They do. That's what I said. They got like
Oh,
a
they've been
really
working
nice
with
high-end
Ferrari for
sport.
more than a decade on the Corvettes.
I'm gonna go,
Ever
guys.
Since the C6.
All right, we'll see you later.
Okay, Don.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out as well.
Hey, Dominic, we'll see you.
Yeah, it's probably getting about that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost
All right.
7:00.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Justin, you
Okay.
going on later?
No.
No? Okay.
All right, I'll see you all later.
Okay, we'll see
Bye.
you.
Hey, guys. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you. Paul, you going for coffee?
No, not now. No. She's not quite out of it yet. So,
Okay.
well, she's out of the seizure, but she's still, thrown off. She, not herself yet. So, usually takes 10 or 15 minutes. So, but I'll stay home just in case.
Okay.
Anyways, okay. We'll talk to you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Okay. Well, she wants to go. Yeah, just shut it down, Paul. I don't want her going down on her own. So.
Okay. Yep. Bye-bye.